Welcome to Read Radio, the official podcast of Fraser Valley Regional Library.
Hi, my name is Sally. I love reading, listening, and watching all things horror, but I hold a soft spot for slashers in particular. I recently finished a trilogy by Stephen Graham Jones called the Indian Lake Trilogy, and it was the truest homage to the slasher genre I have ever encountered. Stephen Graham Jones is a true master of his craft. He's an amazing Indigenous author, and every book I read, I say I liked better than the last. The series starts off with a heart-wrenching, gut-twisting novel called My Heart is a Chainsaw. This book left me feeling like my heart had literally been cut up by a chainsaw and then messily mended back together again. I listened to the audio, and it was such an immersive experience. This book sets the backdrop for all three books. A small, isolated town called Proof Rock, Idaho, sitting at 8,000 feet elevation. Proof Rock was home to an infamous massacre referred to as Camp Blood 50 years earlier, and an ominous lake called Indian Lake. A new expensive home development has begun on the other side of the lake called Terra Nova, and this has brought a whole slew of highbrow newcomers to the area. Then we meet Jade Daniels. She is a tough-as-nails, heavy eyeliner, and ripped t-shirt wearing high school senior who has an extreme, in-depth knowledge of all things 80s slashers. She is our final girl, and she's had a rough go of life, and it's only getting tougher from here. She's a new type of final girl. She's not pure or totally innocent, but she is a vessel for hope and survival. Thus begins a series that will take as much from you as it gives. Book 2 is called Don't Fear the Reaper and takes place 4 years later in the same little town of Proof Rock. Jade Daniels is back, and this time she's facing off with an Indigenous serial killer known as Dark Mill South. The third and final book is called The Angel of Indian Lake and takes place 4 years later once again. And this book, it packs a punch right in the guts. It was by far the most brutally violent and disturbing of the three books, but it was also the most perfect conclusion there could be. And the audio, I was literally breathless while listening to it, and I was crying and full of goosebumps the last few chapters. Each book is thought-provoking and fast-paced and has a theme of trauma throughout. The story at its core is a slasher and full of hardcore violence and gore, but it is also full of breathtaking courage and meticulously crafted stories within stories. This is a series that won't be for everyone, but for true horror fans, this is a scrumptious treat that will leave its mark on your heart forever. This is a series that begs to be reread. I can imagine I will uncover hidden gems with every fresh read. If you have the stomach for it, I highly recommend the Indian Lake Trilogy. This series is available in print, ebook, and audiobook from our website.
To get personalized reading suggestions from Fraser Valley Regional Library staff, go to our website, fvrl.ca. Click on Reading Room, and then My Reading Advisor, and tell us what you like to read. We'll email you our suggestions.